Hi friends, my name is Jim Mayer. Ralph has asked me to speak to you for a minute, and I'm privileged to have that opportunity. Thank you. I have played bass with Jimmy Buffett for 30 years, and it's amazing to consider that many of you may not even be 30 years old, which is just awesome. You have your life ahead of you. That's something beautiful. So what I want to talk to you about is keeping the flame alive. I want to talk to you about resilience. It's something psychologists call resilience. And what I'm most interested in as a musician is actually what creates the music, what speaks to the music. And I think my focus is on inspiration. And so what I want to support you in, the way I'd like to support you, is on how to cultivate and sustain inspiration. And so first, I'd like to start with a book that I highly recommend, and it's called, and hopefully you can read that. If you can't, in case it's backwards, it's The Two Most Important Days. And the two most important days, it's a quote from Mark Twain. It's the day you were born and the day you figure out why. So what I want to talk to you about is the importance of purpose in your life. Now there's two other books I want to mention real quickly. That is Stephen Covey, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Super simple, super basics. The basics matter. That book's got a lot of great basics. There's another book called The Path by Lori Beth Jones that is about you building your mission statement. So having a mission statement means that you have a purpose that drives you. Now there's two big things I always focus on every single day. Those two things are clarity and energy. Now think about it. If you don't have clarity, you don't know where to go. And if you don't have energy, you can't go there. Now these two things are critical any day of the week. If you're doing awesome, and I've seen like this incredible stuff with the YouTube channel, which is like amazing to me. But what I want to encourage you is to find your purpose with music. And it might just be, I want to play awesome music. That's great. But I learned that my purpose is finding joy and wonder in everyday life. Now this becomes an organizing principle for how I look at the world. Please just listen to that. This is really big. When you create and clarify your own purpose and your own mission, it becomes an organizing principle by which you see the world and translate the world when you play the music. It's unspoken. Maybe people can't see it. Maybe you never tell them, but they're going to see it in your body. So this is very, very powerful. What this does is it impacts how you interpret life. When something happens, it doesn't mean that you it doesn't mean you ignore the difficulties, the uncertainties, all of this impending stuff. Okay, now there's something very important I just want to share with you about that. This comes from the Stephen Covey book, and it's common in many leadership books. And that is, if there's a Venn diagram, and if you're not sure what that is, please look it up, V-E-N-N, Venn diagram of what you can control in your life and what you cannot control in your life. The more you focus on things that you cannot control, that are outside your sphere of influence, the more feelings of despair, hopelessness, uncertainty, and the more our minds are very, very, very powerful, incredibly powerful. They can heal us, they can change our attitude. The more you focus on what is within your locus of control, what you can control, what you can affect, which is your attitude and your actions. And with clarity and energy and a clarified mission purpose, right, where you're clear that there's something bigger than the music. When I was younger, I used to practice 6, 8, 10 hours a day. I would sleep through classes, senior high school. Don't recommend it, but I just had to play all the time. But eventually I found something bigger than music. And I think if you look at all the great artists, all the greats, so many, Stevie Wonder, Miles Davis, their music was fed by something greater than the music. That's what drives them. That's what keeps them showing up. And I love the real quick example of clarity. This is how powerful clarity is. Miles Davis could not play as high or as Dizzy Gillespie. He was clear about that. He didn't have the chops. And he could work his, all the time to try to get it. He didn't get it. So he had clarity and he had wisdom. And he was like, you know what? I'm not even going to play at his game. I'm going to do something else. And he invented cool jazz and made this beautiful art form that when you listen to it, it's like you're hearing paintings, you're hearing. So what I want to just inspire you, and I'll wrap it up here, is find your mission and find your purpose. And if it's just to blow people away or kick ass or whatever it is that's driving you, that's valuable because it's driving you. If it's this goofball song that everyone thinks, boy, that's a goofball song, and it drives you, follow that. That's your spark. That's your energy. Just hold that. It doesn't, I don't care if it matters or not to anyone else. If it matters to you, that's what matters most. So I wish you lots of clarity, lots of energy. Keep the faith. You all are truly a gift to society. The world needs your music. And if that's enough of a purpose, you're going to figure out how to get there. You're going to figure out how to connect with others to transmit this music out into the world. And you're going to figure out how to sustain yourself. Trust in that. Trust in your own wisdom, your own clarity, and your own energy. So I will say, bless you, be well, and I hope we can do this again.